What do you think was sparked down the stretch? We had a 24-5 run.
Just composure, taking care of the ball, but defensively understanding. Steph can get going, and he got going up, but I thought the group kept his composure when he went on a little mini run there on the defensive end. And then on the offensive end, I thought we did a good job of executing and sharing the ball. Christie was great again tonight. Naji was really, really good tonight too. So those two kept us together down the stretch, but it's a great team win against a very good team.
Talk about Naji. What do you think allows him to get that shot off there in the middle of the paint, especially with his floater?
He practices it. When you look at those shots, he works on those every day. So, understanding being boring or simple can take you a long ways in life, and that's what he's doing right now.
What do you think about Cooper Flagg to come out after injury and just not be timid and keep up the physicality of tonight's game?
Yeah, I thought he was good in New York, and he was good here again on a minute restriction. He is trying to get his rhythm back, but I thought he was good. We were teasing him about his free throws. But, again, he started off rebounding the ball for us, so when he does that, it starts our break, and we can get out and run.
He had 13 points before that fourth quarter, obviously.
I didn't hear the first part.
Cooper had 13 points heading into that fourth quarter. Obviously, was able to get 9 in that period. But what can you say about the other guys, the Najis, the Dwights, the Nemhards, how they were able to kind of keep this game in play before he finds a fire?
Yeah, I think this group trusts each other with the pass and sharing the ball. Everybody's touching it. There is no right now where we're just focused on one guy, and Cooper is an example of that. He's a team guy. He's about making the right plays, and so that's rubbed off on a lot of guys. But Naji and Christie, again, being able to benefit from that, being able to space. But the pace that we're playing with, is creating a lot of, paint touches, and then also for us getting to the free throw line and then knocking down open threes.
All those clutch games back earlier in the season now, you feel like they're starting to pay off in terms of you guys knowing how to win in the fourth quarter?
We're still learning, but yeah, I think on this journey, guys are starting to grow up a little bit in the sense of understand what guys are going to do. We've had a lot of injuries, a lot of in and out. We're working PJ back into the fold, so hopefully we can be a little bit consistent with our health, and then understanding, knowing each other down the stretch, understanding Coop is going to have the ball and can he make the right play, but it always comes down getting a stop at the right time and then being able to make a big shot.
What you like seeing Max just get up 10-plus threes, again tonight?
Back to back. Looks good. Looks really good. When you look at the way he shoots it and then his ability to drive it, he's playing at a high level. I think when you talk about confidence, but we've asked him to do this, and he's responded by doing it at a high level. I think he enjoys this challenge.
With Brandon, we did kind of talk a few weeks back about him not always having to be in that fifth gear to score. Do you think that he's kind of adjusting his speed and learning how to kind of pace himself a bit?
I don't know if he's doing the speed part. I think he's running out of his shoes. But you look at his ability to control late game, knowing who's guarding him and his ability to get downhill and then also make plays for his teammates. So I think he does understand what fourth gear looks like, but I think we all like when he is in fifth because his ability to get downhill.
How big has Dwight been during this stretch, and does he still have all his body parts intact?
Yeah, well, when you look at a double-double, last time he had that was the year 2023. So understanding he's playing at a very high level, and it's a great example of being a pro. No matter how much money you make, you come to work every day, and that's what he does. He comes to work, and he never complains, and he plays the game the right way.
I want to jinx you guys, but you're 6-0 with him in the starting lineup.
Yeah, let's keep starting him. Why not? He deserves it. They all deserve it. That group that started tonight deserves to start, and they'll probably start on Saturday.
Also with Max Christie, I know that he takes pride in scoring in all three phases, but his defense tonight against Steph, too. What did you think of his?
He did everything possible. There was one time Steph made a tough one, and he was like, and I said, that's what he does. It was on the far end, on the left corner or right corner, coming off, that's what he was there, but that's what Steph does. And so I thought the effort of not getting disappointed when Steph scored, because he's done that his whole career, and then understanding to be able to do it on the other end, to play both ways is extremely hard. But Christie, again, is doing that for us at a high level.
Jason, four wins in a row, longest streak of the season. When you think back to those losing periods at the start of the season, does it mean something to this group to be able to have that?
Yeah, it's always important to win and understand we struggled early, but it's a long season. It's a season of streaks, and right now we're on the other side of that with the wins. And so understanding, we got a very talented team coming in Saturday, so we got to be prepared.
Talked about that starting lineup. What was the conversation like with PJ? Just telling him you wanted him to come off the bench, and how'd you see him respond in his minutes?
There's a short conversation. The group is starting. That's the starters and the walkthrough. He was in the second unit. It's real simple. Not a long conversation. That's what it was. All right.
Naji, 30 points tonight, and there was a moment there in the fourth quarter where you were on a little bit of a run and you were screaming at the crowd. I'd like to ask you how it feels to be on the right end of these fourth quarter victories, and what was kind of going through your head there with the crowd going crazy and you interacting with them?
Yeah, man, it's been a long season. We played in a lot of close games, so like you said, just to come out on top of this one, man, it's an unbelievable feeling. And my emotions went wild for a second, but like I said, it's been a long season. Just passionate about the W, so about the team, about the fans, whole Mavericks. So that's just what it really was.
You guys have won your fourth straight game tonight. Obviously, you had a 3-game streak earlier this season. What makes it different from this one, the way you guys are playing?
I think we're just growing. Just in general in life, I think people are like really quick to criticize, but like you said, we've had a disadvantage basically without the players, and we just grow. It's a lot of young guys out there, a lot of people who've been in the NBA for the first time, so they just learning on the move, and for them to pick it up and just get better and better like that, unbelievable feeling to see. So just proud of my guys.
Naji, do you think that your floater's getting the recognition and appreciation that it deserves, or do you think it's still a little under the radar?
Yeah, it's kind of getting too much recognition. I feel like people are starting to figure me out a little bit, so I need people to calm down. Just let it be what it's going to be. But just testimony to the work, just putting in the work and just trusting my work out there and just going with what feels comfortable.
Naji, earlier you talked about growth among this team, but I'd like to ask you, with your game, what's one area that feel like you've grown the most this season with you having one of the best seasons of your career?
I think my conditioning. I'm able to play in the game longer. I'm able to play at full speed longer. A lot of people when they get tired, they don't think as much, turn their brain off and stuff. So I think it's really helping me, just staying locked in the game and on defensive plan and being able to run in transition. So I would definitely say my conditioning.
Jason was just in here. He was talking about Dwight's impact. You guys are 6-0 when he's in the starting lineup. How have you been able to see him just step into that role and excel?
And shout out to DP, bro. He come in and play hard. Sometimes you might not play. Sometimes you might. You got to shout out guys like that, bro. True professional. I really love playing on the floor with DP. He's always there for me on defense and offense, and just somebody who's just a great chemistry guy. It's easy to play with him. A great guy in the locker room. So just shout out to DP, bro, for real.
The fourth quarter, the first 3 quarters, you guys weren't shooting it as good as you had been the last few. All of a sudden it clicked and you guys hit a bunch of key shots there. Yeah. Just having the faith that trust in the process and so forth.
For sure. We work on our game every day, bro. You miss some, you make some. But if you don't take the shot, you'll never know. So just continue to shoot them. Shout out to everybody. Continue to keep everybody involved. Made some big shots, like you said, down the stretch. And like I said, just a testimony to our work and just believing in each other.
Naji, you've kind of played any role that the Mavericks have asked of you, and have you talked to Klay Thompson a lot about the mentality that he's kind of taken in this approach of, maybe he starts, maybe he comes off the bench, or he's really kind of accepted that role? How has watching Klay kind of be the yes man for this team kind of contributed to how your approach is too?
How I approach it? How has he helped me approach it? Is basically what you're saying? I mean, I wouldn't say he really helped. You know, I've been in a situation before. I was in New Orleans with a lot of guys, you know, and opportunity was limited. But Clay, man, he won 4 chips. He's probably a future Hall of Famer. So, like, to see him come off the bench and just sacrifice himself for the team is, like, unbelievable, bro. Like, has no ego, all about winning. And, you know, he's just a great dude. So, I just learned how to be a good person. You know, it's helping me figure out how to be a good person, whether it's going right for me or it may not be going how I want it to be. Clay's just the same guy every day. And I appreciate him for his consistency, his availability, and just him being a leader to the team.
Tonight, Max Christie finished with 21 points, and he was a team-high 28 plus-minus. What about him is such a winner?
He's a hard worker. He loves the game. He loves winning. He's about the team, and goes out there and plays as hard as he can for us every night. And a guy like that, you know, the basketball guys just rewarding him, a guy, period. So shout out to Max. Just keep working, keep playing hard, and just keep this up.
I think one thing that fans are kind of clinging to, with this being a bit of an injury-riddled stretch, with you and Christie being 2 of the concrete guys that are helping lead y'all to wins. What about that tandem between you and Max is working so well?
I think me and Max are both role guys, especially, you know, when we have everybody on paper. I think we understand that job, and I think we work towards that very hard, and now the opportunity is presenting ourselves. I think we feed off of each other very well. You know, he's more of a catch and shoot, off the dribble type 3 player. I'm more of a downhill. So, you know, I just love playing with Max. I love everything he brings to this team, and it's just fun out there sharing the floor with him.
Earlier this season, I think you guys were 4-12, and you came in post-game and you said you guys were just really desperate for a win. This streak now, the wins that you're getting now, did they mean so much more to this group because you've kind of seen it come from the bottom to where it is now?
Most definitely, but definitely not satisfied. We still have a lot of ways to make up, a long ways to go. Still have to get better. I know we've been better in this stretch this month, but just build and continue to build, never satisfied. We're still hungry, like we were 4-12. And I think the guys are starting to see what this can be. So everybody's a little motivated right now, and just excited. I'm already ready for the next game, and I'm just loving the progress.
You mentioned the fans earlier. Is there something distinct about Dallas or playing here?
I mean, like you said, we was 4-12. Every game still sold out. You know, they still show us love, and we've dealt with some unfortunate injuries, things going on the last 2 years, but they still stick with us. Say sellout right here on the paper. So shout out to them. Whether we win or lose, they're in every game. They cheering us on. So it's a beautiful thing to see.
With Saturday being such a big game, snowstorm as well. Luke is someone who you shared a close bond with in Dallas. How excited are you to play against him?
I love playing against Luka. You know, that's my guy. Miss him dearly. He's doing his thing. I know it's going to be loud, packed. Everybody going to want to see Luka. And just to be able to continue to share the floor with Luka is a true blessing. It's my brother. And I know you're opposite team and we want to win, but just want to see the best happen for him throughout the rest of his career.
You playing against your old team a few times, you playing against the Pelicans. Does Luka playing against the Mavs, do you think that brings a little bit of an extra edge out about him?
Yes, sir. No question about it. Y'all all seen Luka throughout the years. Y'all know he gets up for moments like this. And last time, how much you have last time he came back? What, 48, 45?
40 plus.
So you know what time he's on. It's on us to shut him down and, you know, not shut him down, but, you know, do the best we can. Come out with the victory, but Luka is definitely on that timing.
Do you plan to take that defensive matchup?
Oh, for sure. I love the challenge. My dog, and, you know, I'll guard anybody, so that's just what it is. I could be anybody.
When you think about the production of this team this month, just what are some things you've liked that you can continue as you build together?
Playing hard, playing for each other, limiting teams to one shot, getting out, running the break. It's just some things. I like the togetherness of the team off the court, too. I feel like we really bonding. Just loving the energy right now. I hope the energy can stay consistent and we can build on it. Thank y'all, guys.
Going against Clay, Steph tonight. You saw him earlier this year. When you were a kid, did you ever think you'd play against him? And now that you played against him, just what went through your head tonight?
Yeah, obviously, the Warriors are a team that, I grew up watching a lot, and obviously with the dynasty they built, but it's a dream come true. I said that a lot. This whole process for me is just a dream come true, so I'm living a dream.
Your teammate Max sitting right there had 21 points tonight, was a team high 28. What have you liked so much about playing with him, and what is he doing so well that's leading to y'all's success here over the last 4 games or so?
Yeah, I mean, he's just obviously shooting the ball really well at a high level, but I think he's taking more, and that's something that we need him to do, and on a nightly basis, and be consistent with just getting a lot of attempts up. So the more threes he gets up, it's going to be good for us.
When you look at career high night and rebounds tonight, J.K. was in here probably last week, said he wanted you to grab a couple more. You talked about grabbing a couple more. Just how much attention did you put on that emphasis of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of rebounding is obviously just putting in the effort to go and be a presence down there, but part of it is also sometimes the ball bounces your way and you get some good bounces. But yeah, Coach Kidd has talked to me about it. He wants me to be more active on the glass, and so just being aware, getting down there and helping out the bigs.
What did you like about the bounce you got that led to the putback now, the second quarter?
I thought it was great. There's a great miss by Clay. I wish everybody would miss like that. But yeah, it was good.
Max, all those close losses you went through early in the season, it probably sucked to go through all that. But are you seeing some payoff now that everybody's kind of learned how to handle those situations maybe a little better?
Yeah, for sure. We just trusted the process from the very beginning. We were up here talking about that. We had those close games earlier in the season, and we were all talking about just trusting the process and getting that experience. And obviously, it's paying off for us now. We're in these close games, and even towards the end there when they're trapping and they're trying to force turnovers, we look a lot more composed. We know where we're going on the floor, and so that just comes with experience. And obviously, a little bit of failure in the beginning of the season has sort of helped us to have success now. So,
Max, one thing that Coach talked about is he's liking. You've had 2 games straight of double-digit 3-point attempts, and you talked about a couple weeks ago, just you don't want to force it. How do you think that process has been for you? How's the process looking with you increasing your 3-point volume recently?
Yeah, it's been good. I think tonight for me it's about getting uncomfortable, to be honest. And going back to previous years in my career, there are some shots that I've been taking this year that I wouldn't normally take, a couple off the dribbles and isolation and whatnot, and so it can be uncomfortable at times, but obviously that's how you get better. And so just continuing to get uncomfortable in that scenario, in that sense, and knowing that failure might come before success. I might miss a couple, but down the road, getting that experience, continuing to put myself in those positions will lead to more makes. And I think if I can get my attempts up and obviously make them at a decent clip, then that opens my drive and opens up for my teammates as well.
I think one thing that Coach Kidd has talked about consistently, a message that he pushes, is that failure is sometimes okay if the end result is whatever that may be. And you talked a little bit about being uncomfortable. What has Coach Kidd's message been to you as he's pushing you to expand your game?
Yeah, just that. Just get uncomfortable. And like I said, once you get uncomfortable, it's probably going to be a little bit of failure, a little bit of stumbling at first, and that in itself is uncomfortable as well. But I think the mindset is just knowing that everything that happens is serving me in that sense where, things aren't going to be perfect, and, failure comes before success a lot of the time. And so for me, like you said, with 3-point attempts, it can be uncomfortable at times taking some shots that maybe I wouldn't usually take. And, the most important part is not the outcome, it's more of the fact that I'm taking those shots. And, eventually the outcome will follow, but just trusting the process and continuing to get uncomfortable will lead to success.
Question for both of you. On confidence on the 3-ball. You've got one half of the Splash Brothers on your team. You saw the other half today. Max, you had an unconscious game against the Knicks. Cooper, you've been way more comfortable with the 3-ball. How are you guys building this confidence, and what is the relationship like between you two, since you guys are kind of taking that?
I'd say, again, continuing to we work on it obviously, but continuing to be uncomfortable again, getting my attempts up. Obviously Cooper's getting much more comfortable as well, but I think it's not going to be comfortable at first. And being around Clay, obviously playing against Steph tonight, you see them take some shots that are good shots for them because of who they are as players. And obviously I want to aspire to be at that level as well, and I know Coop wants to get more comfortable as well, and so it's just about getting uncomfortable and continuing to have confidence, though, first and foremost, and even if it may be uncomfortable, just continuing to do it anyway, and trusting that process. So we put in the work, both of us, and obviously being around Clay has been a blessing for both of us as well, but just continue to be confident in that.
Yeah, I agree.
Retweet.
Yeah, I think as well as just guys having our backs, I know I felt really good about everybody just giving me confidence, and it makes you want to shoot them when everybody's telling you you have to let them fly and not to worry about makes or misses, but just to take the right shots. So just getting that confidence from my teammates, coaches. I feel like it's the wrong play when you turn down a shot. So just let them fly and knowing that it's the right play at the end of the day.
Now that you've had your splint off for some time, can you tell a difference of was that affecting the three ball in any way?
No, I don't know if it was affecting it or not. Obviously, it's a little different. It's gotta get used to it a little bit. Whenever you have something like that. But I think it's definitely a difference. Getting back to just having your natural hands and feeling the ball a little differently. So, yeah.
Either of you can take this one. How has Naji been able to be so consistent this year?
Naji is Mr. Consistent for us. He showed up, every single game so far, and just been the same guy. He always brings his energy and intensity on both sides of the ball. He's just so consistent and such a vital part of our team. So, he's been really key for us.
Your thoughts on Dwight, where he's brought in the starting lineup, and can either of you confirm that he's still got all his body parts?
No, yeah, Dwight's been great. His energy and his ability just to impact the game. Obviously, 12 rebounds tonight, 3 offensive rebounds, 0 turnovers. Like, he just does all the right things for us, and it's always a pleasure to share the floor with him. I'm sure Coop and our teammates can attest to that as well. Just how he does all the little things. He sets great screens. He's obviously rolling hard. He's getting the offensive rebounds. He's finishing around the rim. He just does the things that impact winning. Plus 22 tonight, and so he's just super fun to play with, super fun to be around in the locker room as well. And so obviously, anytime that he's out there with us is something that we look forward to.
Max, a big game against your former team. Is there any emotions that you have to go around?
No. That ship has sailed. No extra emotions. It's just another game. So it's going to be fun to see old coaching staff and old teammates, but it's just another game.
Good.
Thank you.